taping, but I can splice that out.
We're taping right now?
Yeah, we recording. I'm telling Lou Dude said we should tape this stuff so, Jeez. We have some excerpts. I mean, I can't use some of the stuff because you always dropping names, but...
social media is crazy.
It's the devil.
It's crazy.
I've been telling you that for years, that social media is the devil.
Like, I just definitely feel like it's definitely not a healthy place to be.
No. If you're really trying to strive and thrive, social media is not. It really isn't. As good as social media treats you, it will rear its ugly head sooner or later.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's really, really crazy.
That's why I never posted nothing when I was in a relationship. Like when I was married, I was like, that is just space for the devil to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because how many people repost and really are for you?
Right.
Or are they just there for the show?
They're just there for the show. Because the people that are for me,
they
know how to call me. They know how to, contact me and say, hey, what's up? What's going on? You need anything? I was thinking about you. I had you on my mind. Yeah. I'm praying for you. Not them niggas on Facebook. They want to see you crash and burn.
Yo, but
they want to go get the popcorn ready.
Yeah, too. Just so they can so they can see it crash.
Yeah, because misery loves company. Because most of the people that are on Facebook that are rooting for you to fail usually got some crazy shit going on their own.
But it's just weird, just because I find it like people have a difficult time appreciating another person's success, because it's like if they succeeding and I'm not, then it reflects on me.
Yeah.
Instead of just looking at another person's success in a vacuum and just being like, man,
they look at that half empty, man. They look at the half empty. They look at that and be like, they look and they use that opportunity to hate when they can use that opportunity to say, well, what are they doing? Or, how did they get there? Because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to meet up with somebody and build and say, well, what are the steps I need to take to get somewhere close to where you're at? Because that's where I want to be. They take the opportunity and hate.
Yeah, because honestly, like when when those guys came over from the other podcast and us just sitting down and talking,
right,
like that,
we was just building. Like once we got to know what we were up to and what we was just building.
Like moving forward, like I don't think that happens a lot.
No, and shout out, Lou Dude was like. And Devin, he was like, y'all need to meet up more. He was like, I know y'all best friends and everything, but y'all need to hang out more. Y'all need to meet up and hang out more besides just the podcast.
And that makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, but the simple fact that we can come together, we both do podcasts and we can just talk about things.
Right.
And how to better the brand.
And honestly, I don't know Lou Dude really outside of fantasy sports. You know what I mean? Like, The only time I see Lou Dude is fantasy draft, when it's time to collect some money, and maybe every once in a while in between. So, the fact that we have something we can talk about and build off of outside of what I've previously known him for, that's dope to me.
Yeah.
And it's bringing new people into the fold. People I probably would have never met or never known.
But you know what's crazy? Like, life is about relationships.
I said that last week.
Yeah, and like you can have $1 billion but have no relationships and your life is gonna suck.
I said that last week, man. It's all about relationships. Like nothing moves forward without communication and relationships with one another.
Yeah,
and if you can't talk it out and talk things through and figure shit out, you're not gonna get nowhere. You're gonna get nowhere fast.
That too. That brings us back to the topic we're gonna talk about right now.
Yeah. Well, we gotta do our intro. So. Okay. Yo,
this is your boys, Brandon.
I'm Mo. This is the Know Better, Do Better podcast, episode 17.
17 on.
As Rick James said, she was only 17. 17. But I liked it.
Rick James.
That's what Rick James said. Way before R. Kelly. But that's another day. Another topic. But today we're going to be talking about self-care. We were sitting here just rapping a bit. We were talking about whether we're going to talk about mental health, which is very important, especially in the black community, I feel. But we're just going to kind of center it around self-care because it's just as important.
Yeah.
Especially in the black community.
It's all inclusive.
It is. It really is.
And we can tie it all like, now I think like everybody mama is vegan.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a form of self-care. Like, not eating the same foods as our ancestors in order to live longer than our ancestors, be in better health.
Yeah.
But it's a deeper relationship. I mean, it's a deeper thing other than just eating clean. Because at the end of the day, you eating clean, but you doing other things to tear yourself down.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was thinking about that way before. I've been thinking about that all week. Like, what type of behavior that I do each and every week builds me up and breaks me down?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, a lot of people might say it's the yin and the yang, but if you know what's tearing you down, I mean, you can probably help prevent it.
But how many, like, do you know what tears you down though?
Yeah. I mean, I make bad choices.
Yeah.
And I knowingly make bad choices. You know what I mean? Like, not horrendous choices, but you know, like you look back at it a day or two later, like I could have did that a little differently.
That's horrible. Yeah, that's a horrible choice I just made.
You know, like I used to do that with food choices.
Yeah, I still do with food choices.
And I mean, and to a degree, I still do. I mean, I'm limited because of my weight loss surgery, but you know, like I'm having to learn my body all over again. So I have to figure out what I can eat. Not that what can I eat, but what does my body agree with now?
Yo, but I think that's a great point that you bring up, because it as we're approaching 40, your body's at a different price. A different place rather.
Yeah.
It's at a different place in the world.
It's a different price too, because the cost, like not necessarily in money wise, like the things you're going to pay for, but you said it's a different price. The price your body pays to live recklessly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Physically, nutritionally, like as you get older, those prices, the price you pay are heavier.
Are heavy. It's heavy.
Very heavy.
Because now it sounds crazy. Like me being almost 40, it's like, bro, if you don't eat certain things, your body's not gonna have. It's gonna react in certain ways.
Yeah.
Like before, I mean, I could go when I was younger, I can go a whole week without drinking water.
Yeah.
And nothing's gonna happen.
I remember you used to say, I don't like water.
Yeah, I'm out here I'm out here running all day on nothing.
Yeah.
But just sweet tarts and soda.
Yeah.
Now, man,
you go 3 days without drinking water, your piss will come out like mud.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're 20 or 23, you don't even notice. It ain't even no difference. You in the bathroom now, it's like, oh my God, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, no, it's piss. That's what that is. It's not supposed to be that color, but yeah, that's what it is.
Your pee be glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Or if you don't really get out and exercise, like how your body is going to react.
Yeah, I was just rapping. I was like, you know, I lost a lot of weight, but I ain't as strong as I need to be. Yeah. I don't want to be that guy out there think I still got it and go and rupture all my tendons and all my knee ligaments. Nah, I don't want to do none of that.
He knows who he is. My friend has tore knee ligaments out there trying to be 20-year-old him. He tore his Achilles. Like, I'm not trying to rehab when I'm like touching 40.
No.
And that has not and that doesn't make me mad or feel upset. Like, it's just life.
It's making better decisions with your body.
So let me ask you first. What have you done? What is your self-care process?
Self-care process is eating better. That's first and foremost, because, you know, if you didn't know, I had weight loss surgery back in July. I was at my highest weight, or one of my highest weights. I probably was heavier, but I was listed at 466 pounds. And that's when I was just like, something got to give, because I was trying to eat better. I was trying to do things differently, but the weight wasn't coming off. I got 2 young kids, and that's pretty much why I'm here. I'm here for my kids. So I had to make a change. So with all that being said, I've had the weight loss surgery. Now the work still isn't done. I still have to eat right and maintain a healthy lifestyle. So that's first and foremost.
Let's not speed through past that, because if we're at the age we are right now and you've been eating a certain way all of your life, that's hard.
Old habits are hard to break.
Oh, that's hard.
But this is what I'll tell you that you'll never experience, because you don't have the surgery. Your body, after the surgery, your stomach will tell you, quick, fast, and in a hurry, that ain't for you.
But mentally,
do
you still?
Mentally, that's more than anything. It's the mental. Like, I'll still go to a restaurant and order the biggest steak. on the menu. Not even thinking. It's like muscle memory.
Yeah.
You go in there and you're like, oh, would you like the 18-ounce ribeye cut, or would you like the 4-ounce? Knowing I can't even eat the 4-ounce.
Yeah.
And without even batting an eye, I'll say, give me the 18, please. And then when it gets there, I'm like, why did I do that?
Like, why?
Now the good thing for me is I'm not going to sit there and try to eat it.
Yeah.
I'll eat what I can, pack it up, take it home, and probably take me 2 more days to eat the rest. But yeah. But mentally, your mind and your ego and your pride is like, yeah, I'm gonna get that double, triple burger. And then when you get it, you take a bite and a half, and it's like, oh no. And then when you finally digest it physically, your stomach is like, oh hell no.
Like,
and you're throwing that shit back up. Your body will tell you like, nah, it ain't happening.
This is not
it. Go get yourself some kale.
But you know what's crazy? Like, it got to a point, I want to say, for the past 3 or 4 years, that I realize I'm eating foods out of habit. And the food is not really tasting good. Like, I can't remember the last time I had something and the Pope brothers. They ain't give us no brothers. I'm not gonna toss them out there because they ain't paying us no money. But
you had some Hawaiian bowls.
Oh man, they're so good. But other than that, like, I can't remember the last time I had food that was like great. Like, whether it's I had some barbecue last night.
But so do you mean food that's good for you that happens to be good as well?
No,
or
I'm talking about just in general, like great food. And I'm like, man, this is so good.
Because usually the great food is the stuff that ain't good for you.
Yeah, but even when I'm eating the fatty foods, even when I'm going to Walt's Chicken, even when I'm going to this place, that place, eating out, it's not really I'm not over the moon for.
You know why?
Why?
We've been eating that shit far too long, too much.
That's it.
Food like that is supposed to be a choice. It's supposed to be a treat.
Not just.
It's not supposed to be the norm.
Yeah.
We was eating. we would be in the city. We would eat Walt's every time we was at your dad's. We'd be 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
We would eat something like Walt's or a cheesesteak or Lucy's or whatever. Like, so.
But you know what's crazy? Like, as we sitting here talking, I'm thinking like the whole concept of food is a microcosm of other areas of our life too.
Absolutely.
That we just make bad choices due to just bad habits.
Or it's just there.
It's just there.
It's just there.
It's just
I
there.
think that's a lot of thing with junk food, and it's like it's there, it's accessible because it's so cheap.
Yeah.
Like you can go and get 4 for $4 and eat like a king.
4 for $4. My kids know it. 4 for $4. 4
for $4, you eat like a king. And then really, in hindsight, that 4 for $4 is honestly it's enough to feed 5 to 6 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like if we're breaking it down, you're supposed to eat about 17 to 1900 calories in a day.
Mm-hmm.
That's about 4 nuggets at Wendy's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
About 4 nuggets at Wendy's. No fries, no soda, no sandwich, just the nuggets.
Yeah.
That's enough. That's enough for a meal. Not your 1900 calories, but that's enough for a meal.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be your lunch.
But you know what's crazy? Like, even when I say, look, I'm just going to limit myself what I eat. Instead of getting large, I'm getting small. There's still a voice in my head of like, yo, you're going to starve.
Yeah, because...
That's crazy, right?
And to a degree, your body does. Because your body's so used to eating that large. Or that king size or whatever it is.
Yeah, because the Whopper meal is $6.
Yeah. So you're used to eating that. So when you do scale down, your stomach's kind of like, I was hoping you get that Whopper. Where's the rest of it at? Yeah. You're not really starving, but that's kind of a mind trick that your stomach's telling your brain like, I could have ate a lot more. Why didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, walking away from the table when you're not full.
But
that's
the weight surgery was first and foremost to get my weight down and to jumpstart the healthy lifestyle. But
let me ask you a question
though. Go ahead.
Because I hear people say this all the time, and I hate it when they say it. So you did it for your kids or you did it for yourself? I mean,
of course, number one, I did it for me. But I knew the ramifications of what would happen if it didn't.
Cause I just hate it when people just say, I live for my kids. Huh?
Well, I want to live long enough to see my kids.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I'm not living for my kids. You can't start anything without starting with number one, yourself.
But I don't think people do that though.
I want to live long enough to see my kids live a nice long life. I want to see my daughters get married and have kids of their own. The direction I was going, that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was first and foremost, was being in good health so I could be be a better father for my kids and be available. Period.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Like the society, like for whatever reason, like society tells us that we have to be selfless, and to think of yourself as keeping yourself as a high priority in your own life is you being selfish.
Well, I'm selfish then.
I think you
have to be.
Yeah, that you have, because me working with the public and being a quote unquote social worker, the first thing they tell you is that you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You have to take care of yourself as put yourself as number one, because at the end of the day, if you're abusing your body, how good are you going to be to anybody else? How are you going to take care of anybody else?
Right. Exactly. And yeah, my thing has always been, as far as you like to the selfless shit. Excuse me, I understand that to a degree, but I can't be selfless until I'm selfish.
Yeah.
You know, like you know, I used to hear T.O. say it, and I used to giggle, but I knew what he meant behind it as well. He used to say, "I love me some me."
Yeah.
I love me some me, because here's, at the end of the day, if nobody else loves me, I know who does. Me.
But if you don't love yourself, how you expect someone else to love you?
All right.
Like, how am I going to ask another person to love me if I don't love myself? That's crazy.
It is crazy.
That doesn't make any sense.
But people swear it's going to happen to them.
It's like food. If I don't like the food that I just prepared, why am I going to say? Why am I expecting other people to like what I cook?
Right.
That's asinine to me. And I hear this from a lot of, and we're gonna say it. I hear this from a lot of single mothers who say, "Look, I live for my kids. My kids are my world." Like, I've known people. I've known not just women, but just men who just run themselves into the ground because they're putting everybody before themselves.
Right.
And I think that's a wrong mindset to have, because at the end of the day, you live this life. You are a person and you need to take care of yourself.
Especially, like you said, talking about single moms and things like that, which means you probably don't have nobody else in the household to look after your best interest, because you're just in it alone with your kids or whatnot.
Yeah.
So you don't have nobody saying, "Hey, take a break. I got you," or "Let me treat you to this." So you have to, I think, more so doubly, you know, make yourself more available for self-care and taking care of yourself and things like that.
Let me ask you a question. How well do you sleep?
I sleep like a baby.
How many hours a day do you sleep?
I try to sleep at least 8.
See?
Real talk. I've always tried to sleep at least 8. 8, yeah, 8, not 6, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to go to sleep about 11, and try to wake up around 7.
Yo, but
I try.
People,
but I sleep good.
People, like, I sleep, man. You ask anybody that knows me, I fall asleep wherever.
Yeah, well, that I know.
But there's people who, like, I sleep when I die.
I mean, I was like, you know,
Was you?
I was like that when there's things I'm focused on, things I'm trying to get done. I can bypass the rest for a couple of days if there's something I'm trying to get done. But overall, it catches up with you, and you're just like, okay, I need to go and crash and rest up and, you know, recharge. But
there's some diseases that have been like connected to lack of sleep.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
And that's just like, I sleep around like 7 hours a day.
Yeah, they say, from what I read, you're supposed to sleep between 6 to 8.
Yeah, but even where we taping right now,
your mind has to, your brain, your mind has to recharge just as much as your physical body does.
Yeah. Shoot, that's a big point you just said, though. If
you're mentally run down, you're not sharp, you're not thinking clearly, that turns into bad decisions, depending on what you do for a living, or who you care after, or who looks up to you. That could be catastrophic.
Yeah.
Depending on whatever situation that you're put in, and you're made to have a snap judgment or some, you know, any type of serious critical thinking. Yeah. It's a chain reaction. I mean, you know, I kind of put it out there worst case scenario, but yeah. You know, like, you know, I have family members, they're bus drivers. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Their job is to drive school kids, or not only school kids, just regular old pedestrians all over the state. You ain't getting no rest, and you ain't on top of things, you ain't sharp. I mean,
how alert are you?
Miss a turn, run a red light, hit somebody, you know.
But it comes back to just valuing yourself.
You do. You really do.
Like,
and all those people that are sitting there listening to us like, I don't know about it. Be selfish for once and just take care of yourself.
Drink, like, another thing, we kind of touched on it before, like drinking water is very, very important. Because all the food that we eat that's not good for us, in order to get that out of your body, you need to drink water.
You gotta flush it out. But let's talk about the water, because you call me a water snob all the time. Because I drink alkaline water. If you don't know what alkaline water is water with a pH balance of 7.5, 7.5 or higher. The reason why I choose alkaline water over regular spring or filtered water, anything less than 7.5 pH is considered acidic. Acidic things have been proven, acidic water, acidic foods, and plants have been proven to cause mucus within your body, which also has been proven to sickness, illness, disease. So if you eat better alkaline foods, it'll prevent it'll prevent the illness and sicknesses. And if you're not 100% healthy, nobody's walking around like Dr. Sebi these days, but the best thing you can do is at least drink some alkaline water to help flush out some of the acidic things that you're putting in your body.
Yeah.
And it helps with inflammation in your joints, helps your digestive system. Trust me, it really helps flush everything out, like you said earlier. So I'm a water snob. Look into it. Do your research. Like I always say, do your research on anything you do. But Essentia is my favorite. I like Smart Water too. But yeah, try it out.
I mean, with me, like, I'm just trying to get to a point where I'm just drinking water.
That's always the start.
You know what I mean? Just drinking water, because until my body has to tell me, like, hey, you drink some water.
Yeah. and don't think you're doing yourself a favor by saying, oh, well, I'm gonna drink this juice. It's just like eating an orange. The stuff they put in those juices, the sugars, the preservatives, stuff like that. Whew. You might as well just drink a soda.
Yeah.
They tell you, oh, it's packed with vitamin C. Yeah, it's packed with vitamin C, but it's packed with a whole lot of other shit too.
Yeah, that too.
Because
it has to sit on the shelves.
Yeah. It has to sit there and be ready for you to open.
It has to sit on the shelves.
So they have to put stuff in it to keep it.
Yeah, and that's not good for you.
Yeah.
Especially when I don't know. I guess that's what leads people to being a vegan, like veganism.
And I've had this conversation with multiple people. I'm like, man, I'm about 2-3 more bad food choices from, I don't necessarily say going vegan, but going vegetarian.
Just eat more veggies.
Just trying to start, and like you said, with drinking water. I'm trying to find a starting point.
Yeah. And
I'm not trying to jump into this thing, 2 feet, I'm vegan. Like, it's going to be a process.
That's a fad, though. Like, I don't know, now, we talked about this before, but when I hear people say, I'm a vegan, I'm just like, are you really? Are you really a vegan? Like, are you really not wearing certain type of deodorants? Are you really not wearing certain type of makeup?
Right.
I mean, I don't know. But either way, so sleep, water, and the food.
But you was asking me the initial question. You was like, how do I take care of myself? And I was like, physically, it's where I eat, healthy lifestyle. But mentally, I think mentally, and like I said earlier, I thought we were going to talk about mental health. I feel like mental health is more important sometimes than physical health.
Yeah.
Because the thoughts that are going on through your mind really alter what you do.
And I think since we're both big sports guys, like, it's been a lot of things going on about like football and the concussions and things like that, and mental health. But I don't feel like people really take their mental health seriously enough. Like, and we talked about it before. Like, social media is dangerous.
It is dangerous. Social media is probably the biggest bully I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That's real talk. Not just Facebook, not just Instagram, Snap, instant. Look, social media is kind of like it's just a huge bully. Now, don't get me wrong. We've had this conversation on previous episodes where you can turn social media into something that works for you if you're using it the right way. But but not everybody does that. My mother always said, if it's easy, then everybody be doing it.
Yeah.
The hard thing to do is to use the social media the right way. Everybody, like you said in the outtakes, everybody wants a show. They're there for the show.
Yeah. In like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat is people's reality TV.
Yeah. Or what they perceive reality to be.
Yeah.
Which is not reality at all.
No, reality TV.
And you got somebody that's already having some trepidations or some second thoughts about themselves, and they're seeing these things, these images, and these videos on social media. That just further tears them down.
You know what's weird? People always talk about the Kardashians, right? And like how they had no talent, but you the same people who going live. You are that.
You are following in their footsteps. You're trying to become them. In a nutshell, you're just mad that it ain't you.
Man,
they hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah, that's just weird. I don't know. Like if you go to social media looking for esteem, you're not gonna find it there.
They turn talent into not having talent.
Yeah, like you're not. If there, and I see it and I hear it all the time, and I just and it's just crazy to me, like how we can just go to. First of all, it's a dangerous situation. And what I'm talking about, and the posts I do see is basically people looking for social media to validate their life or validate who they are, because ultimately the people that you have as on your friend list or people who are following you, they may not all be in your corner, and honestly, like you will never know, because I see the posts like, oh, when I was helping everybody else, when everybody else needed help, like I was there, but now you're not there, and no one's there to help me out, and I'm just like, yo, stop coming to Facebook and just airing out your grievances. It does not work. Right. It does not help. And I just feel sorry for the younger kids, because if you go on it and the person follows Kim Kardashian, right, follow this person, that person, and you may follow The Rock, and I may be a young kid, and to no shot at The Rock, but ultimately like The Rock is like physically fit. And the kid may see The Rock and be like, man, The Rock is the man. I'm not physically fit, so
maybe I'm not the man.
Or
maybe I can't be the man.
Cause my self-esteem is low because I'm not The Rock, and I see that a lot with young kids.
Also what I see on social media is I see it's like to find a positive figure or a positive source of inspiration is like a needle in a haystack. It's like the percentage is so small versus all the negative things you see.
Mm-hmm.
So, because don't get me wrong, there's positive people out there on social media doing positive things, giving words of encouragement, words of inspiration, but it's so far and few.
Yeah.
So for our kids, shucks, adults, because that's the thing too. Adults need it as much, if not more, than our children.
Yeah.
Because our kids look at us.
Yeah.
So we have to lead by example. We just have to be better at it. So it's just not a lot of positivity going on out there. And not to say that I'm Gandhi or anything like that, but I try my hardest to be positive. If it's negative, I try not to don't post. If I'm just having a negative type of day, or I'm just not feeling like myself, I just don't post.
Because we don't know who's consuming it though.
Exactly.
Man, that's deep.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't want to put out some negative energy, not knowing who's consuming it. But I know, and like I said last week, and I've been saying for weeks and weeks, positivity breeds positivity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know if I'm trying to put something good out there from my heart, I know anybody that reads it can't take nothing bad from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like that mental I feel like the mental is so crucial.
Because we're not really taught about mental health. We're not taught about toxic thoughts, and we're not told about how to avoid or how to get rid of negative thoughts.
Well, I mean, not to get racial, but as black folks, we were always supposed to be strong because we had always suffered so much. Just, you know, our ancestry and everything. Like, we've suffered so much, so people automatically assume that we're just grizzled, we're chiseled, and we're strong, and we can handle whatever comes our way. Which is cool which is all right to a degree, but there has to be a vent somewhere. There has to be a space where some things have to get dealt with.
I mean, I think that we may put on that persona of being grizzled and strong, but they're not seeing us drinking ourselves to sleep.
Exactly.
They're not seeing us beating the shit out of our kids
or our spouses. Or things
so
like that.
That pain or that torment is going to come out some way.
There has to be a let out somewhere, and that's the negative side of letting it out. You know, beating your kids, beating your wife, drinking yourself to death, you know, cheating on your wife, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas there's more positive options. Like, I feel like this podcast that we do is therapeutic for me. I don't know about you, but
me too.
Like, not sitting here saying like I got all these problems on my heart, but just like I said, just dialogue, just talking, getting some ideas out, building, learning from one another. I just feel like it can't do nothing but help the situation.
And one of the things I came up with an idea that I wanted to do, and still, by the grace of God, we still gonna do it. So I'm gonna ask for some brothers. We're gonna put together a nice event where brothers will come out, maybe have a little bit of food, maybe even just come out and just talk about issues that are facing us. Because men, I've realized, and this may be a different podcast, that we let women talk on social media.
True.
We don't say anything to the contrary of what women say on social media.
Yeah, I noticed you've been combating that a little bit too. There's been a couple little memes or a couple little comments that come out that women say about men that you kind of like, is that right?
Yeah. Like, it's just like when it comes to women describing what men are and what real men versus weak men. Like, we let women talk for the most part on social media, and we don't really combat it. We don't really say anything because that's just not what we do.
Like you said, it might be another podcast, but just to chime in, you know why?
Why? Because
some of the men that read that and don't say nothing, it's true.
You think so?
Fuck it.
Nah, but I think it's...
I mean, like, you can read that and be like, that's not true, because that don't apply to you. You know what I mean? So you're willing to say, nah, that's not how it is. But for the dude that's doing the dirt, or the dude that's the butt of the joke on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, he's like, they got that.
Or quote unquote fuck boys.
Yeah, they look at that and be like, and they're like, they got that because it's true. Now, once you evolve and change, you'll stand up and say, hey, that's not true. But at one point in time, we all were that guy. So that's why you don't get a whole lot of people combating that type of talk.
But I'm always leery about taking the advice or believing wholeheartedly in anyone's story when I don't hear both sides of the story.
True.
Because unfortunately with Facebook, it's a one-way conversation. People are not there to discuss any issue. They're just there to give their point of view and just step off. Yeah,
and you're never going to air up the person you're actually talking about. Yeah, like you're never going to quote them by name.
Like, Tim Jefferson, you are an asshole.
So right? I can't go to Tim Jefferson and get his version of the story and then listen to your version of the story and decipher for myself.
So then people just blanket statements, men. Just men are just horrible.
Men ain't shit.
Yeah.
And that's how it kind of falls. But that's, like you said, that's another conversation.
That's a great conversation.
It is. I feel like we need to get some women in here, some men in here.
That may be a topic.
But so, like you said, you're trying to get a round table discussion with some of the men.
Yeah.
And just talk about stuff we got going on.
Because at the end of the day, like, we all have families. We all have kids.
We're all doing the same thing.
We all getting older. We all dealing with life changes,
body changes, everything. Just life. But it seems like women can talk amongst women. More. Whether they got girlfriends, sisters, college friends, sorority sisters, but a lot of the dudes, and like I said, I think it's a cultural thing.
No,
not a cultural thing. It's just I think it's just a man thing.
Yeah.
That we don't share issues. Like, if it ain't all good, or something we feel like you don't, if it's something you want to hear. If it ain't that, then we just start talking about it. We just gonna bottle that shit up.
Like a lot of us, like, look, it's hard balancing the family. It's hard balancing a life and a wife and kids and giving equal parts of yourself. And a lot of men are drowning.
Mm-hmm.
And we just don't, a lot of us don't really know what to say it or who to say it to.
Right. And a lot of people, you might be walking alongside that person that's drowning and don't know it because he's showing good face.
Yeah. He's smiling, he laughing, he going to the club with you, he going to the bar with you, he watching football with you, watching basketball with you. Like, and you would never know until that man breaks, and then you be like, yo, I didn't see that one, I didn't see that coming.
Had a friend on Instagram, or I don't know where I see him. Might have been Instagram, Facebook, and he was just talking about how bad of a stretch he was having. I don't know if it was a week, 2 weeks, or a month. And he was just like, the day previous to that post, he was just particularly a bad day. And he was just kind of like, just pray for your boy and, bring all the positive vibes his way. And I would see that if that was me a while ago, I probably would have skipped that video. But, I'm hashtag lead with love. And I don't know, it just touched the chord because it was kind of like, I ain't gonna say it was a cry for help, but he kind of had a disclaimer. It was like, I don't usually post nothing on Face, on Insta, what's it, social media that, it's too personal, but he felt like he had to get it off his chest. So I reached out to him, was like, yo, bro, like, look, keep your head up. And if there's anything you want to talk, holla at me, like real talk, but don't,
But I get that man a lot.
You're not in it alone, and I give him kudos for that.
Yeah.
That is a huge step to take. And I know this guy. I know him pretty well. I know he has tons of friends, bros that he could have called. So I'm thinking to myself, for him to get on social media and kind of air that out real quick, he kind of maybe feels like the walls are closing in.
Yeah.
And my duty as a man, is like, yo, we gotta pick each other up.
Yeah.
If I didn't send him a note and was just like, yo, keep your head up. If you need to talk, whatever, holla at me. I wouldn't be doing this podcast a service. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's what it's all about. Like, know better, do better. Like, we have to do better in supporting people, because women they find a natural tribe like easily, but men were like standoffish.
We're you know what it is. You talked about it last week, and I said it was what my great grandmother lived by. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's all about empathy.
Yeah.
Men aren't empathetic. Women are. We're never putting ourselves in somebody else's shoes. You know what I mean? Like we talked about earlier about being selfish, but you have to be selfish at first before you become selfless. Men aren't naturally selfless.
Yeah.
We take care of our families because that's our duty and things like that as a man, head of the household, things like that. But, other than that, it's kind of like, you kind of mind your own business and you keep your head forward. But
it's been weird. It's been like, when I'm doing this podcast like yourself, it kind of unearthed some things that I've been seeing. And I have a brother named Herb, good brother, one of the greatest people I know. Is he perfect? No, but he is one of the greatest people that I know.
Stand up dude.
Yeah, and he was just like, in my whole life, he's been getting pedicures before he was popular.
Yeah.
And he used to work for the city of Newark, and he used to work construction.
Got me that summer job. Shout out to Herb.
Yeah, he got me a summer job too.
He got quite a few of us.
Yeah. And my whole life, he's been getting pedicures. So I'm just like, it's weird. Grown, like when I was young, like, man, it's weird.
And the first thing he would say to you is what?
What?
You gotta take care of yourself, man.
Yeah.
He would tell you that. Like, man, you gotta take care of yourself, man.
Yeah.
So the first thing he said is, man, I work on my feet all day. I gotta take care of myself, man.
Yeah. And I just talking about it right now has unearthed a lot of things that people have been telling me, but it just been flying over my head, but it's stuck. It's like, wow, yeah.
And here we are 20 years later. I'm a barber, work on my feet all day. Gotta take care of yourself.
Gotta take care of yourself. Man, so it's been there, but I don't think people really...
You miss the signs because it don't pertain to you at the moment. That's what it is.
But you know what, in getting back to taking care of yourself, there are certain things that and if I wake up early, or I wake up in the middle of the night and like thoughts go crazy. I've realized knowing yourself is very important. Knowing when you're not thinking straight in the middle of the night is the worst time. I have the worst thinking ever.
Yeah, your thought process sucks. As you get tired, as you get sleepy, your thoughts suck.
Yeah,
you suck basically.
Yeah,
you be talking all willy nilly. I'm like, what is this dude talking about?
No, but I'm just saying, like, so I realized that whatever I'm thinking in the middle of the night, I don't pay no attention when I wake up.
Yeah.
Or even
it's almost like when you're drunk and you got too drunk and you called up, you drunk dialed everybody.
Like, yo, I love you.
Yeah, which I've known some people to do, and then the next morning you wake up and like you gotta call everybody like, sorry about that, I was drunk.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. It's like you got to disregard anything I did or said at night because my thought process sucks.
But how? Like, it took me a long time to just disregard my night thoughts.
Your nightly thoughts.
Cause my night, like, I would wake up to 1 o'clock, like, oh man, I got this going on, that going on, this going on, that going on.
That's stress.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm talking about you, like waking up. I got this. Well, nothing should be waking you up 1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
That you got to do the next day. That's stress. And
let me ask you a question though. Just say if you had a job that was highly stressful, but it paid well.
Would I quit? Or
would you quit?
I would take steps into trying to make it less stressful.
Cause I think
like I would seek therapy maybe.
Yeah.
Because sometimes stress isn't just tough things going on in your life. It's just you sorting out your thoughts.
Yeah. Because if you
go to a therapist, they're going to teach you how to problem solve, multitask, to sort your thoughts out, and make better decisions.
Yeah.
So you can be, as you said earlier, it's better to be preventative than reactive.
Yeah.
So, like, if I had a high stress job, well-paying job, and I was stressed the hell out, I probably would try to figure out things that would make my job a little less stressful. If that didn't work, I would talk to a therapist, counselor, or something like that. And then nothing came from it from there. I would probably have to, because one thing I always say, peace of mind is priceless. I've been saying that for a long time. So
it's not worth
it's not worth the money.
Not worth having
if you had the stress over. Right.
But okay, so I think another thing, like, identifying your stressors or identifying things that are toxic in your life is also a good way to take care of yourself, because it's just like the job we just talked about. There's relationships that are toxic.
Yeah.
Relationships, like if you're connected with an entity or a people or a group of people that are stressing you the hell out, then.
But it's you have to separate yourself from them. But I think at times it's tough too,
because it may be like
you love the people that you're connected to. Some of them might be family.
So what is that one thing that you love but it's killing you?
And you might not know it's killing you because your love for that person or it's your family. That's why, again, I feel like and as far as the black community is concerned, we don't talk. We don't talk about therapy. Nobody wants to go to therapy. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with therapy.
Yeah.
Because you need to talk to a third party, second party, whatever. Maybe it'll help you identify those things that you're blind to. Am I making any sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Holla if you're.
Yeah. What's his name? I remember this week I was listening to an interview on YouTube, and I think his name is Tony Gaskins.
Gaskins.
Gaskins. Yeah, he's like a motivational speaker.
Uh-huh.
And he wrote a book. And he was like, we always say throughout the phrase, right until the wheels fall off. Well, my wife, I was doing crazy stuff and I jeopardized the life that we had together, and she left me. Because she said to me, like, I'm not going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. No, I'm going to jump out before you crash.
Dig it.
And I think that I remember that because a lot of people just talk about, I'm gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off.
But people say that and they don't really know what they're saying. I mean, I understand they say, yeah, we're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off, but do you really know what the wheels fall off really is?
Yeah.
Because you could say the wheels fall off is your girl just being mad at you and being pissed for a week or two. The wheels fall off is your wife leaves you. or the wheels fall off. You might have made a bad decision and it cost somebody their life. You know, like, you really know what wheels fall off is? And that's why I feel like you said, she said she's getting out of the car before it crashed. It's better to be preventative than reactive.
Yeah. Yeah. So, analyze, like, it's very important to analyze all the relationships that you have.
All your relationships. We'll always come back to relationships, but yeah, got to analyze that. And I think that helps your mental. I mean, we talked about the physical. You know, you got to do better with your body, exercise, water.
And sometimes you gotta love people from afar.
Yeah.
Like, I love you, but I can't talk to you every day.
Yeah.
That's why it's great that on Black History Month, we realized the guy who created the caller ID was a black guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So thank you, Mr. Whoever you are. I forget your name.
And not the screen calls.
Yeah, the screen calls.
Mm-hmm.
Or text message. Like, maybe going to this person's house and listening to them talk crazy and have them talk crazy to you. Maybe you can't go to their house.
Yeah.
But I can love them through text.
Yeah, because this dude never answers his phone. I do a podcast with this dude. He never answers the phone for me.
That's a lie.
This dude
never
answers. And the crazy, you know, we best friends and everything. We brothers and everything. I don't see this dude. How many times we talking doing this podcast?
But you know my schedule, though.
I know what you tell me your schedule.
Man, my schedule. Look, I realize.
Nah, you be busy. I'm not messing with you.
Yeah.
But like Lou, shout out to Lou, shout out to the Brew Crew. He said we got to make time. You know, he kind of sounded like he was in counsel, group counseling.
Yeah.
It was like couples counseling. He was like, y'all got to make time for yourselves.
Yeah.
Together. And I was kind of like, okay. But it rang true. He was like, y'all bounce more ideas off of each other for the podcast. You guys get a better rapport with what y'all want to do, and it'll just make the overall everything a lot better. And I never looked at it like that, because if you know me and Brandon are the type, we can hang out every day, or we can not see each other for 10 months. Yeah. But when we meet each other, or when we finally see each other, it's like we just hung out yesterday.
Yeah.
So that I never thought that was an issue with me and him, but it made sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like the only time we talk about growing this brand, growing the podcast, getting guests, is when we're doing an episode. And we never really have enough time to really sit down and hash everything out. So it's like, okay, see you next week. We'll talk about it.
But we had a great production meeting today.
We did.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a production meeting. But
I said, what's the name? We got my Atlanta friend, my ex-sister-in-law. Shout out to Jenny. Said that we need to work on our intro because we can hear the your smoke detector alarm.
Oh, you know what, Jenny? I was supposed to do that here at the compound with the ugly couch, but I got lazy, and then I thought about it at the last minute as I was posting the episode, and I thought I got it all done without it beeping, but I listened to the podcast thoroughly this morning, episode 16. I listened to it thoroughly, and I heard that's that goddamn smoke detector. Jenny, I'm gonna get up on a step ladder. I'm gonna put the batteries in the damn thing, and I'm gonna redo it.
Shout out to Jenny.
She's
Jenny. Getting married in April.
I mean, she's gonna be traveling. I think I seen something on social media. She trying to pick somewhere to travel, somewhere like off the wall, like Tahiti or something.
Next time she comes to Delaware, we definitely need to pick her brain because she has an interesting life.
Her husband as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The digital one. We need to highlight them because interesting person, interesting life. Very professional, very successful in what she does, and she's been to a lot of places.
Very intelligent.
They just came. Not to put their business out, but they just went to South Africa.
Yeah,
That alone in itself, like that's dope. So hopefully we can snag her when next time she comes through.
Yeah. Have
her sit on the ugly couch. Have her take pictures.
Yeah, we definitely look. If you come in here, you're definitely getting on the ugly couch. If you come in here for an official interview or episode, the ugly couch is a must.
So looking forward to doing some events. We got some events coming out. Please, if you're in Delaware, I have a Facebook group called Love in the Community where we post and friends of mine and followers of mine. We post about community events,
job
posting. Another thing I wanted to say, man, is you looking for a job or you looking for training, don't look at the Department of Labor website for Delaware. They have a lot of jobs on there. A lot of them you don't really need a lot of education, but you don't need advanced degrees. You may need like a training program to get in, but check it out.
Put their entry level for the most part.
They have some warehouse jobs. Just if you need a job, it looks like they're trying to hire quickly. So please, Department of Labor.
Love in the community. You were saying they have people post jobs, food giveaways, children's workshops at the libraries and things of that nature, museum exhibits, whatever's in the community. If it comes up on your page, join Love in the Community and share it so everybody else can see it. What else you got going?
For the brand, for Know Better, Do Better, we got some things coming up. Just to foreshadow some things. We have the R&B March Madness. That's going to be not only podcast, but it's also going to be on YouTube. We're taking it so you guys can really watch it and consume it, and make sure you share it, because we just two brothers who's just trying to get the word out.
Yeah. If you haven't, send us your votes. We're taking your not necessarily top 10. They don't have to be numbered, but we're taking 10 female groups, R&B groups of all time, and 10 male groups, and we're going to battle to the finish for whoever has the most votes. Like he said, we're gonna try to knock those out. Have a couple YouTube videos to share with you guys. We got some other things that we're gonna kick off the summer with.
Kick off summer with your boys from Know Better, Do Better podcast. Should be fun.
We got a great episode with Brother Kyle and Sister Michelle.
Yeah.
Looking forward to posting that. We're going to be doing a cross venture with the fantastic crew, the Bruising Banter podcast and the legendary Brew Crew. They're a podcast. They talk about current events and they drink beer. But I don't want to just be basic in saying beer. They drink different IPAs, flavors, things of that nature. So we're gonna do an episode with them. We're lining all that up. Know Better, Do Better has a lot of shit to do real soon. So
we staying busy.
We went from doing nothing to a lot real quick. So keep a lookout for us. Hashtag Lead with Love. Know Better, Do Better. We'll holla at you. Peace.
Right. Thank you for listening to the Know Better, Do Better podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at No Podcast Crew. Follow us on Instagram at Know Better, Do Better podcast, and also on Facebook, Know Better, Do Better podcast. Peace.